Well, like that's a funny kind of the opposite side of the coin of the it's very mirrored between favorite and least favorite. But I feel for realtors in that part of the industry because yeah, reputation in general, but just general perception of realtors is so tricky. I mean, I a lot of my business needs to come from realtor referrals, so I'm always looking for new realtor partners, and I get to see some of the truisms play out when I meet some of these folks who are in the industry that's like you are here to turn keys and collect checks, and there's
Yeah.
not a lot of customer service. There's not a lot of desire to be educated. We're just kind of we're just kind of jumped in, and so that yeah, there's people just like you're the client that took you on and had told you confided in you there'd been rough experiences with previous realtors, and I like that you kind of like that you kind of licked your chops. So that was like your opportunity to improve that
Yeah.
reputation. But yeah, my goodness, there's a percentage, there's a contingency of them, and some of them do appear successful, and maybe they're able to channel a lot more good energy towards the clients where they feel like they're getting those referrals from, but then everyone else in the industry is just like wore out from
Yeah.
them.
Oh, for sure, 100%. I think I watched one of your videos this week of a realtor, and that I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about, sometimes I think real estate agents, maybe even loan officers, they forget like this is a career, and not only is it a career, but we're helping somebody in one of the biggest investments and decisions of their life, if not the biggest. Like, there's a buying a home is a huge deal, even if you've already done it before.
Hmm.
Whether it's your first home, you're downsizing, you're selling the home your kids grew up in, or even investment property, you're putting a lot of your hard-earned money into, a property, even if it's just financially, for returns. So I think sometimes, I am guilty of it every once in a while where it's like, oh, I should have, the education I think is something like the most important part of my business. And I think I love working with you. And that's one of the reasons is you really focus on the education too. And sometimes we do this so much. It's like, oh, I forgot to explain what an earnest money deposit or, the homeowner's insurance and that timeline or whatever, whatever it is, or that, maybe I should have explained that part of the loan disclosure better. But it really is. I think sometimes we lose sight of, yeah, one, this is a career, not, just a job. And also, this is a very big decision for people. So we need to, take that seriously.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Me and Drew had a client earlier this year, and he purchased homes and used Drew several times. But we, I said, I used one of my phrases I use a lot is, "We're buying a house, we're not buying a candy bar." It's a
Yep.
big expense, and whether you've done it 5 times or this is your first time, there's a lot to know and a lot movement going on. It's an emotional process. But the client was like, he laughed. He was like, "But I bought several houses. No one's ever compared to a candy bar before."